up time just to see you smile as we live life for such a short while. But you know how.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Haroon. I'm just here to discuss today about my journey into Islam and everyone else's thoughts about it. But my story, it starts probably from when I was 10. I'd never heard of Muslims before in 2001. So the first thing I thought about Muslims were terrorists, because then the next thing I know, the media's coming out on 9/11 saying that Muslims blew up Twin Towers. So as a 10-year-old, you're like, what is this? Who are these people? And then being young, you go by what everyone else has said. But then growing up, I went to school with some Muslims, but I didn't know they were Muslim because they didn't openly practice, they didn't openly say it, but you knew there was something different. And then when I was 17, I was baptised and converted to Christianity because I knew that there was one God, but at the time I thought that Jesus was his son. But then growing through Christianity, I thought, wait a minute, I'm reading these scriptures. They say Jesus is the Son of God, yet in the scriptures it says that God has no significant other, and no children and no spouse. So then I thought, something really weird going on here. So I lost all faith because I couldn't understand it. I didn't understand how people were idolising a man who they called God. Yet God said that you can't idolise a person because I'm the one creator. All these things, it's just wrong. So I lost faith in Christianity. And then when I turned 18, I kind of went through a really rough patch. I was diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and I didn't know how to control it. So from there, I went on to really heavy drug taking. It's fair to say I was probably addicted. I was taking Class A drugs six nights a week and drinking 5 nights a week. And that went on for nearly 3 years. So for 3 years of my life, I didn't see anything other than drugs and alcohol. I didn't see my family. I didn't see no one. And then I got a job. I started working in care, working night shifts in a care home. And then, alhamdulillah, my wife now, she got the job in the same place. And she was the first practicing Muslim I'd ever met. She didn't say she was Muslim. We'd worked together for 4 months before I even thought that she was Muslim. The only reason why I thought something not right here, it was during the month of Ramadan. And she was fasting. So I was like, why are you fasting? I was like, why are you not eating? She's like, I can't. I was like, what do you mean you can't? There's something seriously got to be wrong here. She's like, no, it's my religion. I was like, all right, so what's your religion? And she told me that she was Muslim. I was like, so initially, Muslim, me being swayed by the media and everything, I thought terrorist. But then the grown-up me, well, slightly grown up, said, just ask questions, You've got this conception of a religion and these people, yet you now have this opportunity to talk to one of them. So I was like, all right. I asked her a question. I was like, so what's it all about? Tell me. And she was just saying, she was like, it's just belief in one God, but there's no, he has no significant other, and that he has no children. I was like, wow, so that's what I believe in. And then probably a week later, she come in with loads of books, and a little pocket Quran. So I started reading. This was in the July. So I started reading all these books, opened them up. I was like, there's something seriously wrong here. Why do they believe in Adam and Eve? Abraham, Moses, Jesus. I'm looking at it going, this can't be a religion. This isn't the religion that I know. Why do they believe in what I believe in? It confused me. So then I carried on reading, and then It's carry on reading through these little books, and it says that Jesus was sent down as a messenger. He's not the Son of God. He's not God. I thought, wow, all these little things which I could not understand in Christianity were suddenly fitting into place through Islam. And then I thought, so I'd done this reading for about 4 months. But one thing I'd never done was open this little pocket Quran that she gave me. I'd always left it on top of my wardrobe. I was like, all right, you can stay there. Too scared, I didn't want to open it. And then one night I was reading. I remember this night. I was laying in bed, reading the books I was given. It was raining and it was a thunderstorm that night. And I was laying there. I went, all right. I just suddenly closed the books, didn't think nothing of it, and looked up to my bedroom ceiling and went, go on, give me a sign. Next thing I know, I had this sudden urge to go and pick up the Quran. So I picked it up. I went, all right, it's going to be weird. I don't want to know what's in there, because I was very worried of what I was going to read, because it's one thing as growing up that non-Muslims don't do. They know verses from the Bible, but in the Quran you don't know nothing. So the first thing I done was just open it to a random page, straight to Surah Taha. And the first thing that was said to me was, this book was not sent down to be feared. The next thing I know, I'm just like, what? What's just happened? I've looked at this Quran, I've gone for weeks, I don't want to open it. I'm scared to see what's inside it. And the first line I read is that it literally blew me away. And then about 3 or 4 days later, back in work, I spoke to my wife now and I went, it's time. I need to be Muslim. I was like, what do I need to do? And then on the 24th of October 2012, I took my Shahada live on Islam channel. And since that day, everything has changed. Literally, I stopped taking drugs, I stopped drinking, didn't think of any of that, because I now had a purpose in life, that my purpose is to please my Creator. To follow the teachings which have been set down. But then come another hurdle in my life. How are people going to take it? What's my mum going to think? What's my twin brother going to think? I was probably Muslim for nearly a month, and I was sitting in the lounge with my mum one day. She's cooking bacon sandwiches. She's like, do you want one? I'm like, no, not really. She's like, all right. A couple of days passed. She's seen that I'm changing. And then she asked me, she goes, there's something different about you. I was like, what do you think? And she goes, I've seen what you've been reading. She goes, are you Muslim? At that point, I went, yeah, I am. And her reaction at that time was, to be honest, I thought, oh my God, here I am, going to get a kicking or something. But she was pleased. She goes, there's got to be something good in there. Because you've changed as a person, You now show me the respect that I've always brought you up to try and give me. You've stopped all this drinking, you've grown up, and this is just in the space of a month, You've grown up. I was spending time with my family. I was giving my brothers, my mum, all the respect they deserved. I was actually on the right path. And then after that, I was like, all right, now my mum knows. I now feel confident that I can openly say it to people. I'm going into work and everything. They're like cooking food. They're like, do you want anything? I'm like, no, why not? I'm Muslim, so I can't. And you can imagine what it's like when you say it to your best friends for the first time ever. I'm Muslim. I'm not coming out drinking tonight. I'm Muslim. What do you mean you're Muslim? Why are you one of them terrorists? It's like, all right, you have your conceptions. I just say to him, that is what you think, but I've done the reading. I was like, if you want, I can give you something to read. And it shows you a completely different light into what Islam is. And then next thing I know, it's like, no, I don't want to do that, F this, F that. I think altogether I lost probably about 2/3 of my friends, but to be honest, from what you lose there you gain 1.7 billion people as part of your family. Because now I could go down the street, I see a Muslim, give him my salams, and they'll look at me like, wow. You know, because you know for a fact that you now have respect from everyone else, and they know that you're giving them respect. But also, the town that I'm from, it's very much a small Muslim community. In, say, probably about 60 miles, there was 3 reverts, well, converts to Islam, and I was one of them. And it was hard, very, very hard to ask what was going on, if you wanted to learn. But recently I've moved up to Dewsbury. Alhamdulillah, I've come, literally I feel like I'm part of I feel properly that I'm part of a family, man. Because you've got people which have gone through what I've been through, and they know that if you've got questions, you're not going to sound silly, you know. It's like today, Muhammad Amin, alhamdulillah, he's been teaching me Arabic, you know. Last night I didn't even know my Arabic alphabet, and today I read a whole page in the Quran in Arabic. You know, that's what we have now. We have a brotherhood and sisterhood. Do you know what I mean? We can relax. We know that we're not being judged for anything which we do. If we make a mistake, people just get on with it. We're like, all right, let's try that again. You know, I don't feel like there's anyone judging me now in Islam. You know, other than the people from my past. But the way I look at it now, that was then, this is now.
I'll give up time just to see you smile as we live life for such a short while. But it can't be